Good morning. Welcome to the Center for North Spokane. And welcome all of you online. We'll get started. We're a little slow this morning. So if you want to join me in our mission statement. So, our mission, to touch hearts and transform lives through the power of unconditional love and acceptance. We embody a spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. I thought with Just Talk today, it just seemed appropriate we do all that together. So today, Jeff Tawney is our spiritual leader, and he is going to share the message of claiming our sacred ownership together. And if you'll join me in opening affirmation. There is only one power, one presence, active in my life and in the universe, God the good. And today, Julie is going to read from the book of Lent.
Thank you, Kimmy. All right, today's message, reimagining your past. Imagine having the ability to time travel into the past and change everything you didn't like in a situation so it would all turn out the way you intended. Well, we know that would be impossible in the physical realm. In our minds, we do it all the time. We go over the situation thinking, I wish I hadn't said that, or I wish I had spoken up, or made a different decision. When we approach our past in this way, we are trying to improve something that no longer exists. Nature gives us ample evidence of its ability to release what it has created so that something new can emerge. Trees shedding their leaves, a glorious sunset turning into darkness, a radiant white snowfall melting into invisibility. Using our divine faculty of imagination, we can envision our past in the context of nature. A relationship ending was the changing of a season. Moving into a new opportunity was like snow transforming into water or vapor. We can choose to see every situation as another opportunity to judge ourselves harshly for what we did or did not do, or we can see it as complete in itself. It was exactly what we needed at the time to shift into a more expanded awareness of who we are, and to realize that we could choose differently next time. Even if the situation remains the same, it will change as a result of shifting our perspective to one of greater possibility. This Lenten season, would you be willing to release your past into spiritual perfection? To reimagine that it was the ideal lead up to the season of your unfolding of all you are in God? You have an amazing God-given ability to access divine ideas. Like, you guys could get up and run around too. This is awesome. Yeah. Oh, he's great. Anyway, ideas to help you understand that what you have experienced was more about how you came through it than regretting that it didn't match your original vision. The truth is, as you move through each situation in your life, you are blooming, then shedding those blooms for new growth. It is hard to see the buds reemerging on the bare winter branches of your life. But even when nothing seems to be happening, your roots are deepening. Spring is always just around the corner as new life works its way up from below the surface in quiet renewal. As you make way for the new life arising in you at Easter, use your creative ability to release the grip you have been holding on your past. Release your desire for it to be anything other than what it was. Imagine your life as a winding path through a garden, each flower an expression of the light that you are and the gifts you are here to bring. Let the old forms become fertilizer for the next greater flowering of your life. You may discover that you wouldn't have changed a thing. We are going to change in that we're going to transition from sitting to standing and go ahead and greet your neighbor and show them your fullest expression of your bloom.
Which was Jeff's?
Okay. Let's come back to your seats.
Everybody stay standing.
And stay standing.
I love staying standing. First inning stretch. Yes. Send the energy. Okay, the words are fixed in my music today, so I should be following really well. And it's you, and then I, and we go through our verses that way. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. Deep breaths. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all that we do is a blessing to the world. Thank you. You too.
Good morning. My name's Kathleen Buchanan, and I will be reading the meditation for you. Together, today, let me start that over. Today, we gather in spirit of openness, reflection, and possibility. We come together not only as individuals, but as a community, a living field, a shared space where inspiration can rise, where hearts can soften, and where something beautiful can begin to take shape among us. As we begin, gently allow your body to settle. If it feels comfortable, close your eyes. Take a slow and easy breath in and a full breath out. And again, breathe in gently and breathing out fully. Feel the weight of your body being held. The chair beneath you, the floor beneath that. Press your feet down slightly onto the ground. And notice the ground holds you without effort. You don't have to hold yourself up. You are supported. Now take one more slow breath in and simply arrive to ourselves. I name the pattern where I search outside of myself for what can only be found within. And I name the pattern where I brace instead of receive. Just feel where that lives in your body. No judgment, just witness. Now take a fuller breath in, and as you exhale, silently say, I release the need to figure this out first. And then breathe in again. And I release the pressure to get this right. And one more breath in. I release the habit of bracing. Now press both feet gently onto the ground. Feel the contact and say, I choose to receive from a grounded place. I anchor this in the feeling of my feet on the ground. Bring your awareness back and place your hand on your heart if it feels comfortable. Feel the warmth there. Take another breath in. I choose to be open to what today holds for me. I anchor this in my heart. Both at once, grounded feet, open heart. This is your foundation for today. Now bring to mind an idea of community, shared purpose, a circle of people willing to show up honestly, not perfectly, but presently. Imagine yourself in that circle today, listening, contributing, belonging. No need to have all the answers, just a person willing to receive, willing to offer what is true. Notice how that feels in your body. This is available to all of us today. Now bring to mind a real moment, a specific memory when you felt genuinely connected. Maybe a conversation where you felt truly seen. Maybe laughter with someone you love. Maybe a quiet moment of belonging. Knowing you were exactly where you were supposed to be. And let your body remember that. Feel even a trace of that warmth now. And silently say, let my nervous system register. This is what it feels like to belong. Let this be the ground I stand on today. And take one final breath in and let it go. You do not have to build anything alone today. You do not have to arrive with the answers. Happiness doesn't begin out there somewhere. It begins right here, in presence, in truth, in the willingness to gather with open hearts. And when you are ready, open your eyes. And amen, so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Kathleen. Wendy, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you grab the visitors' packets? Do you have any? I know there's some out on the table. Whoa. You know there's divine order, and then there's divine chaos. And at times, we operate in that chaos. I was operating in that chaos this morning when my talk got discombobulated in my computer, and I was frantically trying to put it back together. Lance, can you just turn me down just a tick more? Thank you. And it's ironic, it's not ironic, it's divine order, that everything feels like chaos, but yet everything's in order. Don't go away, Wendy. So now I want to ask, if you are visiting here today for the first time, would you raise your hand? if you're visiting. Elizabeth in the back. We have Big Lucky here in the front. Over here. We have a couple in the back. And we have Laurel over here in the back row. And then today, we have Byron has literally taken his hands off of the bike and is allowing Lloyd with the training wheels to pedal back there and handle and feel the weight of the desk. And then we have Lance on sound today for the first time. Now, those of you that don't know, let me tell you about Byron. For Byron to give up control of that and sit not just next to Lloyd, but sit on the opposite side is huge. That is a big task for him, but I'm very proud of him. Yes, Lloyd? He's within arm range. He can slap your hand, right? I say all this because when we come on a Sunday, we think we know what we're going to get. And sometimes the divine has a surprise for us, something different. And I wasn't at all surprised that Kimmy was a little feeling off today. And then in the divine order of Julie reading from Lent. A lot of times the things that we struggle with is our own ego of how we think things should go, or the ego telling us way things should be controlled. And the challenge for us is to get out of that ego and really sit in the presence of what's happening. If we're disturbed by something, why are we disturbed by it? Aside from my only concern with the child running earlier was the candle and the fire and the candle. It's like, just don't, but he didn't come close to it. And yet in that chaos, we have a visitor that's here for the first time that believes that she was sent here by her guardian angel. Who are we to get involved in the middle of that? Who are we to project what we think should be happening? We actually get to be a part of that. We get to be a honoring of that. Today's message, The Sacred Path to Conscious Ownership. It's a complicated title. For me, it was from visitor to owner. What does that look like? What is that path? And while you might think from the surface, what I'm talking about is church visitor to church owner, the real opportunity for us is being able to own our spiritual walk. And that's what that's the two things playing at here today. When we move from passive to belief to active engagement, we begin to live in alignment with Spirit. We claim our role as conscious participants in life's sacred flow. This path challenges us to stay present, to listen deeply, and to act with integrity. If you've ever lived in a house for, all your life, and then you're put into a position where now you move into a new area and you're going to rent for a while. There's that piece of you. It's like you're walking through this rental and you're not sure, is this going to be my home? Is it a temporary home? Can I live here? Can I handle the color of the drapes or the carpet or the walls or whatever? And as a renter, we look at things different than we do as an owner. When we own that piece of property, we know we have the right to make changes. But when we're renting, we know we're just walking into something that's temporary. I can live with that for 6 months. Or if you can't, you find someplace else to go. In a spiritual community, we work in the similar stages. We go from visitor to attender to member to owner. These are not levels of worth. They are levels of participation. How serious are we about our life and living consciousness? And participation challenges that consciousness. Through Scripture, people just don't believe, they are moved. They're moved from curiosity to following to covenant to co-laboring. Spiritual community is always developmental. Jesus did not begin with an institution and just walks in and runs it. He began with a consciousness. He did not recruit members. He invited awareness. He did not demand loyalty. He cultivated belonging. He did not seek control, but he awakened ownership. The journey is how we adopt spiritual truth into our life. Unity teaches that truth is not something we believe. It is something that we realize, that we embody, and that we live. We just don't come in community. We live and we move through the stages of how that truth relates to ourselves. We hear it, we practice it, we become it, we embody it. Those are alignment with the stages of a visitor, an attender, a member, and so on. So let's talk about the first stage. Am I doing this, Lloyd, or are you? I am, okay. So let's talk about the first stage, the visitor. And the visitor is essentially walking in. Is this for me? I was going to do something, but I forgot to bring my pen, so I'll skip this part of it. But let me just ask you guys, if you were a visitor, what do you want to experience your first time? What do you want to experience? What? Safety? Authenticity? Connection? Inspiration? Welcoming? Acceptance? It's okay, Lance. I can't write as fast as they're giving me, so I'll just go without it. Thank you. Good food. Safety, acceptance, those are all things that are important, right? So how do we create that? How do we embody that? How do we create a space and an environment where people feel safe, where people can feel authentic? A person visiting is coming in with curiosity, and in our case, they're coming in with a sacred curiosity. Some may come with beliefs from other areas, other parts of their life. Randy and I were just talking in the hallway about how do we move into these trying something different and moving into something that says, well, this is uncomfortable. And for so many years in my evangelical Christian upbringing, it was you never questioned the truth and you never looked outside. It was always right there. And you would be a heretic or you'd be something different if you if you did that. But there's something inside of us that says there's got to be something more, there's got to be something greater. And to be able to trust in the idea of saying, well, maybe there's something there. What else can I learn? Like the young lady that wanted to come here that said, I don't know that you'll accept me because I practice Wiccan. And my response was, I don't know anything about Wiccan. I can tell you this is an inclusive and accepting community, so if you want to come, come. And from you, I can learn what Wiccan is all about. Her experiences with other churches or other places was coming from a place of, well, in order for you to come here, we need to change you. We need you to look like us so that you can belong. Here I pride on the fact that we don't all have to look the same. We have people come here that don't even believe in God, but they like the essence of the environment, of the community, of the positive messages. So a visitor, when they come, is they're asking themselves, do I belong here? Is this aligned with my values? Is this a safe place for my heart? Spiritually, the visitor stage is a sacred stage. It is a stage of discernment. Is this for me? Even Jesus honored this stage when he said, come and see. When the disciples said, what is going on? Come and see. It's an invitation to come and experience. In the Gospel of John, he says, come and see. He does not demand commitment. He simply offers experience. The crowds followed Jesus before they understood him. Before we can commit to anything, we have to perceive it. Before we follow, we must sense possibility. We also have the opportunity that when someone walks through our doors for the very first time, it could be that moment when their faith is starting to awaken. How many people have planted a garden, planted seeds? Yeah. You plant those seeds, and when are they the most vulnerable? When they're just starting to take root. Because they haven't formed the roots, they haven't created their sustenance, they haven't created all of the things that they need to survive. So at that point is when they're at their most vulnerable. And that's what happens when people walk through our doors for the very first time. Second stage is the attender. And I'll take a step back. In that piece of the visitor, if we were to utilize that and say in today's relevant terms, you're scrolling, you see a meme, that's good. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's a good idea. I wish more people would act on it, or wish more people behave that way. We notice, but we haven't committed to it. Then we get to the attender stage, and the attender stage says that this feels like home. This is a place I think I'd like to be. You guys expressed that to me, right? It's like, this seems like a good place. My son wants to play. Asked him this morning, what do you want to do? You want to go to church and you want to go and, yeah, I want to go draw. He's not wrapped around mom's leg. He's like, yeah, I want to go engage. So in that attender stage, now we've tested the waters, we're building some trust, and we've gone from curiosity to rhythm. So we've gone from being curious to a place of, is there a rhythm? Can this be something that we can do week in and week out? Attenders show up consistently. They begin forming their relationships. They participate in classes in small groups. And they may even begin giving financially. Attenders ask, how do I grow here? How do I connect deeper? And our opportunity as a community is to be able to offer that, to put things in place that allow that to happen. Same thing as with our walk and as we live in our stages of our spiritual practices. Oh, that's an interesting. I keep seeing this Buddhist insights coming up on my feed. I think I'll follow it. And I start following it. And I start developing a rhythm with it. I start developing a connection with it. In Acts, in the Bible, in the book of Acts, it talks about that the disciples devoted themselves to Jesus. They devoted themselves. So now they've gone from following as a crowd, and now they're actually wanting to devote themselves to the teachings. Devotion marks the shift from visiting to attending. Now, instead of observing, they're choosing proximity. So for you, as you're choosing visiting, scrolling through, that's a good meme. I like that. You're choosing proximity in that. I want to see more of it. Give me more of that because I like it. It feeds me. There's something in there that means something to me. And at that point in our relationship, we're starting to form roots. We're starting to get attached. We're starting to connect. And in that connection, we're gaining security. Can I share, Joy? Absolutely. Okay. So when Joy showed up here for the very first time, she said, I just want you to know I've been watching online since November. This was a month ago, so? Yeah, a little over a month ago. She shows up and says, well, I've been watching. It seems like a place that I like and I can fit in and I can relate to, so I thought I would come. And she joined us the first week, and she joined us the second week, and she joined us the third week. And I shared this with her, so I'm not telling her anything she doesn't know. And what was beautiful is by the time she went from visitor to attender, it was no longer of, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? It was, hi, I'm Joy. I'm Joy, great to meet you. She was getting engaged. Her roots were forming, and now all of a sudden she felt this opportunity that now I can connect. More importantly, she expressed to me that she said, this feels like a safe place for me. A safe place. And in that, you can allow your guard to go down, and you can allow yourself to be real. Charles Fillmore said, spiritual growth is attained through daily, regular periods of meditation. A consistency, a repetition. As I said, a tender consciousness is a consciousness of rhythm. And a tender is no longer sampling. They are becoming disciplined leaders, or disciplined learners. Their attendance is an outer sign of the inner decision that they have to grow. When we come into contact with spiritual truth, the truth of is, I am divine, love is my nature, forgiveness sets me free. Something in us says that that feels true, but I don't yet really fully live it. I got it up here, but I don't necessarily have it here. And that's part of the process. Hearing the truth is not the same as living the truth. And there's no judgment there. Because it takes time for us to develop these things, to be fully committed to. It's that idea of like, well, I believe in forgiveness, but I'm still holding resentment. I'm still going to hold on to that. And that's okay. The honesty in that is at least acknowledging that that's where you're at. That's where I'm at on the journey. I haven't decided whether I really like this place. I don't know that I really connect with you. That's okay. That's a beginning point. It's an opportunity. The next stage is the member stage. And the member stage says, I align with this. So I'm going to subscribe. I've seen the free sample, the test time, and now I'm willing to sign up and I'm going to click the subscribe button and I'm going to pay my $10 and I'm going to get my monthly dose or whatever. That's if I'm using the Facebook subscribing thing. A devotion is forming in the member stage. It is saying, I believe in the mission, I support the vision, and I choose this as my spiritual home. For months, I've been sharing the vision and the mission. What is it that we're here to do? We cannot have this relationship if we don't know how to have these relationships. And the idea, the other opportunity for us is when we know these relationships, we know this relationship. Many people have a problem from their history of like coming in, you want me to call God the Father? I don't think so. My father ran out on me when I was 2 years old. My father beat my mom. My father abused me. You want me to see God as that father? I don't think so. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to see where this takes me. At Unity Center North Spokane, we believe that membership, that means alignment with inclusion, universal power, sacred service, community prayer, meditation, and honoring all paths. Membership metaphysically represents integration. It means that now we're starting to come together. The body represents the aggregate of thoughts that form the consciousness. I'm going to digress here because what we come together, and we all are in alignment in our consciousness, we're all thinking and looking for the higher good. Maybe you're in a place where, like, I don't know that I can love someone, and that's okay, because there's people here that know that they are loved. We took a stand here a couple of years ago, well, a year and a half ago, I guess, 18 months ago, to integrate our alignment with truth, with inclusion. We took a stand that said, if we exclude one person, we are no longer inclusive. If we change the definition of unconditional love, love is no longer conditional. So we took a stand to do that. And when we did that, some people left. But what ended up happening is what we were left with was a people that owned the energy and owned the energy of that consciousness, and said that is who we are going to be, because that is capital T truth. That's a difference between owners and members. A member is going to be concerned about numbers of members, right? And an owner just simply does the right thing. When we did what we did, we created a pool. And in that pool was this body of energy, and that energy is what got us to where we are today. Look at all these new faces that are here. It's amazing. When you become a member, you are no longer, what do you do for me, but it's what do you do with me? Transformation, when we decide that, when we come to that point, we recognize that transformation is part of the relationship. It's part of the connection. And in the gap between one and the other is that sacred space where we allow one another to create, to co-create something different in ourselves. In a member stage, we go to, I'm choosing forgiveness, but it's really, really hard. I'm choosing to let go, but it's really, really hard. I'm choosing to be acceptant, but boy, is it really, really hard. But that's the next level of that choice, of that consciousness, right? And a unity principle is that we practice, and in that practice we build a bridge between the awareness of something and the embodiment of something. We can become aware of, but it's not until we embody. And that's when we come to the final level, and that's the level of an owner. Ownership is not about control. Ownership is about responsibility. An owner says, if something is missing, I'll help build it. I'll fix it. In a member environment, we have a team for that. Somebody else will probably get around to it. Owners protect the culture. They initiate solutions. They invite others in. Owners think long term. Owners give from a point of stewardship and not obligation. Randy, you're self-employed. You own your own business. Is there a difference in the way you go to work as an owner than you did as an employee? For sure.
Especially not comfortable. First 10 years, probably not.
Right? Any of us that have ever gone from working in a business and being an employee to actually being the owner, there's a big difference. Have a cough today. I don't feel good. I think I'm going to stay home. I'm going to take a sick day.
Yeah, and even though you're taking a sick day, you're still working. Because you got to answer that phone.
Exactly right. Somebody's got to go put the key in the door and unlock the building and let people in.
Randy didn't show up this morning.
That's why you have a son. In ownership, there are no spectators, only co-workers. An owner does not ask, what is the church doing for me? The owner asks is, what is the Spirit building through me here? Ownership is spiritual maturity. It's a difference between a consumer consciousness and a co-creator consciousness. We are good consumers. Don't believe me, go to Costco on any given day. You see lots of consumers. Here we have the opportunity of not being a consumer, but being a co-creator. I thought of this, and I didn't write it down, but I thought of this morning when I was working on this. Is like, okay, one of the biggest issues in a church, in any community for that matter, is gossip. Right? So if you're a visitor, you have no clue to the gossip because you have no clue what's going on, right? You're coming in, oh, I like her dress, blah, 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 right? Then when you go from a visitor to an attender, it's like, wonder what's going on over there. I heard. Then you become a member, and then it's on. It's on. Well, I heard at the book study, blah, blah, blah. And I heard at this, blah, blah, blah. And it just runs rampant within the membership. But in ownership, it's different. Because in ownership, it says, I heard something about you and I want to talk to you about it. I heard something I couldn't believe that it could be true. Can you tell me about it? Can you tell me about what's going on in this situation? Maybe you're talking to someone else because you're looking for help or guidance in that situation, but you don't triangulate, you go to the source. Tell me what's really going on right now. Because as an owner, you have this deep caring and you concern about what happens in this environment. I have a vested interest in this. I'm not a member. In ownership is when we are entrusted to carry the mission. When Jesus sent the disciples, he said, "Go forth and spread the word." He sent them, and they went out as owners. They died as owners. They didn't have an opportunity to renounce because they owned exactly the message. They were the message. So as an owner, we co-create consciousness. Charles Fillmore said in one of his writings, The Revealing Word, he said, "Man is a steward of God's substance and is responsible for its use." Ownership is stewardship. Ownership is power rightly directed. Again, it's not about control. It's about how we function. Ownership says, Spirit works through me. This ministry moves through me. This community is sustained through my participation. And when we make that critical shift from a tender to an owner, that is a sacred act. And also, there are going to be those moments when we aren't so sacred. The gentle reminder that when the disciples moved into that, we have to remember that at one point, Peter became an attender. He denied, right? Thomas became a seeker. He questioned. I won't believe it till I see the wounds in his hands. Mary Magdalene became an owner because she witnessed the resurrection. She became a witness to that. Yet in all of that, Jesus never expelled. He pressed deeper into. Peter, do you love me? Peter, do you love me? Peter, do you love me? In each case, he stayed relational. And that's our opportunity. I know I'm going along here. Again, what I'm hoping is what we convey in this is when we go from, well, the easiest way to describe it, I'm sitting here, I'm seeing popcorn on the floor from Friday. And the owner of me wants to go pick it up. But let's talk about this in things that are very true today. When I was in my addiction, I didn't own it. And when I got caught, I wasn't sorry for what I did. I was sorry because I got caught. And until I became an owner in that, and until I said, yeah, I own this. And it was no longer sorry for getting caught. It was sorry for what I did and the impact on the people and the lives that it made. It's at what we call in addiction, we call that rock bottom. When you hit that rock bottom and you've got no other place to go. You can't talk your way out of it. You can't lie your way out of it. You can't sleep your way out of it. You can't do anything because it's all exposed. And the only way that you're going to get out of that is to own it and embrace that truth of that. You guys deal with that every day. People they're at rock bottom, but they're still not ready to own it. they're still not ready at a place where they can say, yeah, I need to make a change, and it starts with me, and I'm the only one that can save me. So when I do a closing affirmation, let's see here. Okay, I'm skipping ahead here. Oh, well, let me ask you this question before I do the affirmation. Sorry. Let me ask you these questions. I apologize. I put those in a font that's hard to read. The question is, where are you at in your journey? Personally. Not talking about Unity Center of North Spokane. I'm talking about you personally. What step is Spirit inviting you toward? Am I consuming spiritual food or helping prepare it? We can all apologize. My beard is like good reason to shave, right? Spiritual food isn't just like scripture and devotion and meditation. Spiritual food is, how am I treating this person in my life? Am I helping them or am I hurting them? Am I building a bridge or am I creating a gap? And then the question is, if this ministry disappeared tomorrow, would you grieve it as an owner? If your ability to have a spiritual connection disappeared tomorrow, would you miss it? Would you grieve it? So I'm going to ask you guys to close your hands. Don't worry, I'm not going to do an altar call or anything like that. Brings me back to that. Okay, bow your heads, raise your hands. We don't do that here. So this is an affirmation, but I want you to close your eyes and just go into your heart and repeat after me, if you feel inclined. I am not here by accident. I am here by alignment. Where I belong, I contribute. Where I am fed, I help nourish. I choose conscious participation. I choose sacred ownership. The last thing I want to do before I close is I want to recognize some true owners of this community. You know, those of you that are here today look around like, this is a pretty good group of people. But that hasn't always been the case. There have been some people that have been here thick and thin. Before COVID, during COVID. And I'm going to read some, I'm going to ask some people to stand up, and I don't do this, there's no order to this except the first one. And that is, we were blessed today with Reverend Rich Broderhausen to be here. Rich, stand up. Rich is probably here today because of the annual meeting. I don't know, but no, okay. Didn't even enter my. Rich is the minister that started this center 28 years ago, longer, in 1993, with his wife Chris. He just happens to be here today. But Rich retired a few years ago. And again, I don't do this in any particular order. Wayne and Wendy Denman, would you please stand? Byron and Grace Schluter, would you please stand? Dwayne and Emma Broyles, would you please stand? Lloyd and Susan Pallant, would you please stand? John and Donna Dixon, they're not here, but we're waving at you online. Bobby Kuhn isn't here. Robert Fischbach isn't here. Dana Zahler, would you please stand? Doug Beck and Crystal Young, please stand. Where's Donnie? Donnie, Heinrich, Donnie. Nancy Emmanuel. Nancy. Chris and Marilyn. And Nikki Boyce. Nikki's one of our... these people have been coming here, running this place for years. At one point, I think we were down to 15 to 20 people after Rich retired, and then we were in between ministers and all of that. They were here dedicated day in and day out because they believed in this ministry and what we do here. Don't you start crying. I want to thank you guys because you held the watch. Byron. Bob and Glenda. Yes, I forgot about Bob and Glenda. Please. I've heard stories about Bob out there with a pull saw and doing the bushes and everything. But you guys have held this place together. Oh, and Larry. So this is why you don't do these things, because you invariably leave somebody out, and that's Kirsten Fiertig? Kirsten Spen? If I didn't get you, I apologize. It's like not intentionally leaving anybody out. Yeah. But anyways, I just want to thank you all for your heart, your dedication. Giving us this opportunity. There used to be... Excuse me. Yes, Rich. Rich has never asked to speak here since I've been here.
I want to thank you all who have watched since we left. And I want to thank you, Jeff, because your message today is spot on. It's absolutely beautiful. And so, no, I came today because I happened to last week see three people that have been here forever. And I just felt I needed to come today. They told me there were a lot of new faces here, a lot of new people, new energy, new love, new life. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'm just going to say, stay curious and be the blessing. Thank you.
I sure appreciate being here. I hope this song gives energy and decisiveness for what we choose to be. couldn't see at all. The shadows were too tall, but I'm seeing it today. I could see the people speaking. I couldn't hear a word they say, just the echo of it all, passing through an empty hall. I'm hearing it today. Because the world keeps turning, and I guess it always will. I can choose to turn around, or I can choose to just stand still. Either way, nothing stops another day. I lost my life and all its meaning, and so I locked myself away, hiding my heart behind a wall. I couldn't feel it beat at all, but I'm feeling it today. Because the world keeps turning, and I guess it always will. I can choose to turn around, or I can choose to just stand still. Either way, nothing stops another day. I know I have to let go of the life I'll never know. Hard as it may be, and try to understand instead. There's another life ahead. Because the tallest mountain cannot stop the smallest dream. Winter can't hold back the stream, no matter how dark it may seem. Come what may, nothing stops another day. Come what may, nothing stops another day.
Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful song. Goes right in along on a line with the talk and the connection and the depth of what's happening here today. Thank you for our behind-the-scenes people back here running the show. I think everybody did awesome. It is time for our spiritual giving. And you can see online that there is a QR code to do it through Zephy or the mail. And in person, I want to invite you to just take your love offering in your hand. Take it and put it in your heart. And just bless this. If you have already given your monthly givings, then just imagine, and have that in your mindset. And just take it and breathe it in. Breathe it in for everything it means to you here and how it gives back to you and how you give back to it. And it's just all flow. It's all energy. And just just connect to that gratitude. And I'm going to bring forth our ushers to collect our giving. Okay. So, next we're going to do our love offering talk, and join me with, here we go. So, divine love in, through, and as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
All right.
So, next, join me in standing for the unity statement of peace. Oh, sorry, I guess you don't have to stand. So, unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, love in the presence of hatred, forgiveness in the face of luxury. Unity honors the many names of God, the many paths to God, the many ways to worship. For there is only one power, one presence of God, and that God loves each and every one equally. Unity urges all nations, their leaders, their people, to pursue peace, not war, for this is what honors the God of all of our traditions. Announcements. So, today after our potluck, we're going to have our annual meeting. And time-wise?
Yeah, we're going to immediately we'll eat, and then
We'll have our meeting.
meeting shouldn't take long because we don't have a lot of stuff to do on it.
Right. Yeah, so new people or anybody that didn't know about the potluck, we have enough food, so please all join us. We'd love to have you.
I'll speak to these in a second. So Susie Hicks, Susie's authored a book, and that's been out for a while. We are highlighting it on our site. And if you're interested in the book, you can talk to Susie. We'll also be having them available on our virtual bookstore. Next slide.
Woohoo.
And then this Friday, I have a couple of tickets left for this Friday night or Sunday afternoon, next Sunday afternoon, for Unity Home Companion. This is a variety show, music, comedy that South Hill is doing. I'm actually in a couple of the skits, so it's going to be hilarious. So you guys want to be there. Tickets are $15 if you're interested. See me. There's plenty of tickets. You can scan the QR code there to get a ticket as well. Tickets are unidate, so it doesn't matter what you buy. If you buy your ticket for Friday and decide to go Sunday, you can do that. All right. And next.
Energy tune-ups with me, starting next week. After service, there's only going to be, in the beginning, 4 slots for 20 minutes. There'll be sign-ups on the door that morning, and there'll be a way to pay and do your love offering through that.
Okay.
Monthly drum circle. I saw the videos from last month. Oh my gosh, there was so many of you here. That was amazing, and I missed it. I was out of town.
Yeah, so the first Friday, I'm sorry, Timmy. The first Friday of the month, we have drum circle. Second Friday of the month is our men's and women's gathering. Men on pause, women on play. And then the third Friday of the month is our movie night, which we just had this past week. And we had 20 people here, had a great time. It was a good movie.
And we're talking about maybe doing a yoga practice.
Yeah, so one of the things
thing.
in that was there is a type of, I'm going to call it low impact yoga. I don't know how to describe it. I think of yoga and I think in like hurting my body, but this is a different type of yoga. It's more conducive to sitting and easier on the body, and then there's also a meditation that goes with that. And so Rebecca is willing to teach that class. So we're looking at a date coming up in the future for that. And then
So we'll get a sign-up sheet for that real soon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look for that to come in the newsletter.
Yeah. Okay, so let's bless our kids. Bring them in.
In the light of God, in the light, 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 in the light.
Well, look at you guys. So, you want to tell us what you did today?
We're just wait or nothing. We're just doing nothing or not.
You want to help us out?
Yeah, we read how Jesus calmed the water, and we made boats, and we meditated.
Join me for the youth blessing. Love the yard. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are. Speak the songs we hear. Share our joy and life. People far and near.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody stand and join us with the song.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. With God
It's going to be more of a contemplative type of service. Jonas Hawk will be back with us, and Chantel is going to be here with music and some others. And this is going to be Palm Sunday, and the idea of the contemplative service is to be a little bit more contemplative, quiet. We're going to be doing some Aramaic songs and learning some more things about the Aramaic language, which was really the language they spoke in Jesus' time. So the scriptures are very different when you look at the language and the scriptures, when you look at them in an Aramaic language, and Jonas is going to walk us through some of that next week. So, anyways, okay. Together, the prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth. Thanks, everyone.
It'll be alright.